Hi, welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, Friday the 20th of 2024, TGIF. I'm Giovanni Benacourt, and this is a recording for Vantage Markets about an hour before the USA Open. All right, well, stock markets face a government shutdown after the Fed set off. It's starting to look like investors have put on the naughty list this year. Just look at this long list of woes. There's the threat of a U.S. government shutdown over the holiday period, which took a step closer to reality late Thursday as a bill backed by President-elect Donald Trump to keep the government open failed a fast-track vote in the House. The stock market has also had a rough week. It could do without political uncertainty right now. Then Trump issued a fresh tariff threat Thursday, this time targeting Europe, which won't help on the inflation front given the pressure levies can put on prices. The market's recovery failed to get going Thursday, and now investors are grappling with a potential shutdown. But a shutdown, if it happens, doesn't necessarily point to pressure on the stock market. During the last shutdown under Trump, the longest in U.S. history between December 21 to 2018 and January 25, 2019, the S&P 500 jumped 10.3%. Now, in fact, the index has climbed throughout the last four shutdowns going back to 1995 under President Bill Clinton. However, the S&P 500 fell during 5 of the 6 shutdown periods in the 1970s. So overall, the average gain is just 0.1%. So that being said, with the Santa rally scrapped this year, that's unfortunately one holiday tradition Americans can always bank on, but not this year. Perhaps, I said too late. Well, as the market fluctuation shows us that it is looking to correct itself 10%. So therefore, let's use 21,600 as our first level of resistance and 21,800 our second one. The support levels, well, the first one, let's leave that one right there where it's at, which is the 50-day moving average, and the second one, let's use the lower Bollinger Band. So, I mean, so we had said that 10% of the high, and that high was 22,423.53 times 10% minus equals 20,181.17. So that is where, it is believed. Let's just clone this line, right? Let's clone that puppy. So we clone that puppy, and let's give it those parameters. So 20,181.17. There it goes. Let's just change the color of it so we can know. Let's put the puppy on orange. All right, so there we go. 10% is down here from that high. So, we could drop the remaining. So we have 20,990. So can we drop 800 points in one go? There's the high of this puppy here is 22,385, and the low is 21,309. So that right there's 1,000 points, basically 1,000 right here, and just in this candle. So it could continue to drop today, all the way down to 10%. But I don't think that will happen. But let's just go with all of this negative news, and it is a Friday, right? It's Christmas this week, so a lot of people are cashing in that have been on the long side of this trade, and all across the board. So as far as the S&P goes, well, let's update those levels, because 6,000 is going to be our let's use our second level, psychological value there, and let's just use. That's 6,000, that's 45. Let's just use the 20-day moving average at our second one. Oh, little bit of beat right here. There you go. Alrighty. So therefore, let's just leave this level as support, and then there's 15800. Okay. So again, from the high, so from this high, 6,147.35 times 10% minus equals 55. Let's clone this puppy. The puppy has been cloned. Let's change the coordinates to 55,320. 55.2.61. That's 10%. Now where did it go? All the way down here. This is a bigger drop for the S&P, which again, I don't think that'll happen. I mean, not in one go. So that there it is. That's the one for the S&P. Let's do this for the Dow. So the Dow, well, the Dow, 10% of the high, and the high of the Dow has been what? Basically this one, high 45,168.60, 45,171.70. Okay, so let's just use this one. So the high is 45,171.40 times 10% minus equals 40,654. 40,654. So let's clone one of these puppies. Clone. Doesn't matter which one we use really. So 40,654.26. So that's where supposedly 10,000. Well, not supposedly, but that's 10% of that high. So we are closer than the other two. So in this puppy, let's take a look at levels of probable support. So we bouncing off right now of that support that we have placed there, but let's just use a new one. That previous low is going to be one, obviously, and this is just 42,000 because it's a round psychological number. And talking about psychological numbers, let's use 43,000 as our first level of resistance, and the 50-day moving average as our second. So then we have crude oil. Crude oil, all right, so also crude oil seems to be just on a tear. So trending lower. Let's just use $68 and leave that same level there. 50-day moving average is the first level of resistance, and yesterday's high, our second. So it is a weekend, it's Friday. I think this is gonna be, I'm gonna speculate and say that the indices and crude oil are going to be closing in the red today. Nat Gas, because of the season, the demand of Nat Gas is gonna continue to rise. So I'm gonna stay long, buying opportunities. So let's use those levels right there. And being long, looking to buy. We are entering overbought territory for the Nat Gas, however, so it could be profit taken also today, and it could end up being a red day, so I'll keep that in mind. Gold has been really quiet in a way. I mean, at least it's fluctuating above 2,600. So I'm gonna leave the same levels that we've had, and just see as long as we keep moving higher, and see what will happen. So silver, our resistance hasn't been met. The support has been violated. So let's just lower that puppy to $28 round number. Okay, leave the same levels, and let's see if today will silver do a recovery, reversal, or will it trend lower Friday. Hey, so copper is just fluctuating right around our level of support, so we need to update that one. 395, we're gonna leave $4 at the first level of support. The 20-day is gonna be left as our second, and 410 our first level of resistance. Bitcoin. Oh, so Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin just moves in thousands, man. So I'm just gonna use the 50-day moving average as my first level, and then 90,000, well, actually 88,000. I think this swap is gonna continue trend lower. The 20-day moving average and the high of yesterday as our second level of resistance. So it could be one of those moments that just trades lower and lower. Then we have here that the euro seems to be rebounding off this level of support. I'm just gonna leave 130. I'm just gonna leave them as they are and see if it'll recuperate or just do sideways trading. It's Friday. Also the pound. Well, the pound did fluctuate a lot stronger and broke our level. So let's just use today's low so far as our first level of support, 126. It's the first level of resistance, and the 20-day moving average second. And things will happen. Will recuperate for currencies and commodities if we continue to see the dollar index drop. In this scenario, we need to update the resistance to, I like using round numbers, and then 17400. If we don't continue to see a decline on the dollar index, we'll see a recovery on the other assets. Otherwise, if we do see that the dollar index has rebounded to the upside, obviously, then we'll see a continuation to the downside. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. It'll be a short week because of obviously Christmas, but anyhow, I'll try to do another one tomorrow and next week. Bye now.